Rice and beans, that's why I run old school. Them boys talk about this optimized and modified and all this. I just stick to the old stuff. That's why I run old school, side by side, PDL2. So if anybody ever tell you PDL2 don't talk or will not talk, you send the cotton figure to me. Rice and beans, the man with the side by side, old school PDL2 is getting down.
Hey, Dwayne, I got you at 3 dBs and 147 at 3 dBs. Close in.
Yeah, you get on out there and sell them pinatas, cotton picker. You go on out there and sell them pinatas Donald Trump. Good day.
Liam call. Close in. Senior, I like old school too. Hey, Hedwig for Senior, if you got a sloppy copy, I'll say hello to you at break.
Well, hello right back. Why you like old school too there? Come on.
Yeah, I like this big old 96-foot long monster over here. Head Whipper Senior, Motor Mouth Mall, looking around your neck of the woods. Well, I'm not looking your way, but I'm talking to you anyway. Motormouth Mall stepping right there right now. What me now?
Well, Motormouth Mall, I told you years ago, Count Pick, you ain't got to look at me. You can take them beans off and lay them down and put them inside the garage. And I'll still talk to your station, breaker.
Yeah, good for it. Laying it and headed down in the garage. I'd still make the trip out there to you. Well, I'll tell you what, there, Hedwig for Senior, sure it's good to hear you've been there. I've been away for a little while. I had a really nice vacation to the northwest corner. And then I came back home and, well, tell you what, I've had a couple opportunities now to spike the mic today, and it's all good there, Greg. Reverend Dr. Hedwig Senior, way up around Colorado. Motormouth Mall, you're in the modulated West Coast Beast. Right here, right now, I got down.
It's just a little bit different. It's a lot clearer. But I think the old way it sound better there, break.
Yeah, the other one might sound better, but I'm going for something a little bit different here. I'm going for something a little bit on the loud side, with a lot of area under the curve. 75 at Puerto Rico.
I heard that over the area up on the curve on that doggone end. Well, let me ask you a personal question there. You work on trams there, breaker.
No, unfortunately not. I do have one. I have a D201A hand-wired tram over here, but I don't work on them. I'm not sure who the best person is to go to for a tram. I'm going to turn those headphones down. Headphones are starting to squeal back in the doggone system. Anyway, I'm not sure who the best person is to go to for a tram.
Can't ride on that. Well, if you want to ever sell that one, let me know. I got a whole lot of stuff over I need to get rid of on that cotton. I got a cotton pick in SB 200 with two of them 572Bs in Nebraska with the foot pedal. I got a whole bunch of other stuff over. Got a cotton picking 2,000 watt Yaesu amplifier. Got a Yaesu radio. I'm ready to do some horse trading there, breaker. Ten horse trading. Yeah, I never thought about parting. You know what happened with this T201A that I've got over here? It's been sitting here for a long time, and I haven't talked on it because, I just don't have it dialed up right. I don't. It ain't my forte, if you know what I mean. But I was visiting my dad in Kentucky, and the year he passed away. And I was out driving around, and I saw this antenna up on top of a guy's house. And he wasn't talking on the radio or anything, but I thought I'd go ahead and knock on the door and say hello to him while I was out driving around in Kentucky, And anyway, it turns out his handle was the milkman. And he hadn't talked on the radio in a number of years. His son wasn't interested in any of his station. And he had his radio stuff packed away in a closet. And I thought, well, you know, do you have anything you want to sell? I might as well ask, right? And he opened up the closet, and there was this D201A tram and a Silver Eagle microphone married together. And he goes, well, that's the one I'd probably sell. You might as well, if you're interested in it. I said, well, what would you want for it? He said, I'd probably have to take $100 for it. And I said, well, I think I just might have $100 to give you. So I gave him $100 for a Tram D201A and a Silver Eagle D104. And I never really talked on it. I talked on it enough to make sure it worked, but I never talked on it. And I kept it only because it's something I picked up while I was out there in in Kentucky, visiting my dad before he passed away. So it's a sentimental item there, Dick.
Good Lord, you got me crying over here. God, Biggie, you got me crying over here. You ain't got to tell me it's so sentimental. Just bringing me a box of tissue there, Brigger.
10-4. So yeah, I got that tram, and it sits next to my, I got a DAC 10, Mark 10, whatever it's called. It's a sideband one. 9 or 10. Anyway, I got the DAC 10, and the DAC 10, it works too, but it sounds like, God, there's just horrible radios. And I'm going to eventually, I've been seeing a lot of the guys on the internet, on Facebook, they've been doing they've been putting Cobra 148s and 29s and stuff inside those DACs. And I think I'm going to do that with the DAC. Because I really like the looks of the DAC. It's a neat looking faceplate. I just don't like the radio inside of it to break.
Well, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. That's the way you do them. That's the way you do them. They put them 29s in there and 28, whatever, and they work them just like you said. So I know what you're talking about, but I'm still crying about that tram. I'm still crying about that tram motor mouth mall head whipper got down.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, that was, I've only had a story not like that, but in a way like that. Happened to me once before, a long time ago, when I first got my ham license back in Santa Monica. And I remember I was looking for a radio, and so I thought, well, why not, I was walking to Pep Boys. Pep Boys was on the corner of 6th and Colorado, I believe. And I was walking to Pep Boys, and across the caddy corner from the store, there was an old rundown house. And it had the old proverbial rusted ground plane, a big beam on a rusty tower. And I thought, I'm going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to walk over there, and I'm going to talk to that ham and see if he knows where I can get an inexpensive radio. And I knew I liked stuff to work on, and I liked older stuff. But I wasn't really well versed in all the different radio accoutrements. And I had talked to the guy, and I told him that I was looking to get a radio. I just got my license, and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, well, and he was old. He was like maybe 85 years old. Maybe older, but he was able to make it up the stairs into his attic. So anyway, he goes, well, I'll tell you what. Let me show you what I got. And you might be interested in it. And I said, okay, cool. So we walked up the stairs, rickety old stairs, up into the attic. And pushing cobwebs and things out of the way. You can visualize this, I'm sure. And we got upstairs to his attic, and there sat a Collins 30 Sugar 1. And the part that I got was the KWS-1. The KWS-1 transmitter with a pair of, I believe, 4 CX250Bs in it. And anyway, so I go, yeah, that's nice, it's pretty big, and I don't know if I can afford that. And he goes, well, we haven't talked about price yet. I said, okay, well,
I'm listening, and he goes, well, how about you get that out of there and give me $100, and you can have that radio. And so by all means, my friend Sterling and I hauled that thing down the stairs and put it in the back of his little Chevy Love pickup truck and hightailed it home. And so about 6 months before that, from a guy named Malibu Chuck who used to live in Malibu, talked on 28 way back when, I bought a Collins 75A4 from him. So now I have a 75A4. And he ain't started crying yet, but wait. I bought a Collins 75A4 from him. I bought the KWS-1 from the other gentleman. I now have this beautiful transceiver set and a matching Collins speaker from the 75A4 and the KWS-1. And I still, by the way, out of all that stuff, I still have a Collins 30-figure one sitting here. But the clincher of the story was I found out in my readings that it was a low-level modulated radio. And I thought, oh, that's horrible, low-level modulated. Well, now I know better. But suffice it to say, I didn't know better back then. And so I talked to Malibu Chuck, and he said, well, if you want to learn about plate modulation and amplitude modulation, you really should get yourself a plate modulated rig like a Johnson Viking Valiant. I said, okay, good. He goes, okay, find yourself a clean Valiant, and then we'll go from there. So I was looking around, and I found an ad in a recycler. And I got a guy that came up, and he gave me a Valiant and $400. Now, this is an immaculate Valiant. I got a Valiant and $400 cash. And he walked off with the Collins 30. I'm sorry, I keep saying 30 Sugar 1. I still have the Sugar 31. He walked off with the KWS-1 and the 75A4. But I got a Valiant. I thought I got what I wanted. That was the beginning of it for me. Anyway, then one thing led to another, and I realized what I had done, and I got rid of about $3,200 worth of equipment in trade for a $400 piece of equipment, plus some cash. You crying now? Do I need to sip you some more Kleenex today?
Are you finished? Are you finished yet? God's bigger you up the doggone mess. I was sitting over here, I said, well, I'm going to have to get this guy to give me 6 numbers for the lottery. You keep on talking, Count-Picker, you're going to give me 6 numbers so I can write down and I can go play the lottery and mold my maw head Whopper Senior got down.
10-4. Well, I don't know if that's luck or, I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck. I mean, I should never, ever, ever have parted with that Collins. And I still have the Valiant, by the way. I do still own the Valiant. That's still in my possession. And I have a second Valiant. And then I got 2 Viking 2s. And then I got a Ranger and a Navigator. And, I think that's it for the Johnsons. Oh, no, I got a Viking 500. That Viking 500 was a heck of a deal, too. Talk about lottery tickets. There was a CB'er here in town, and they were cleaning up a house, and it was an old ham. And there was a bunch of stuff that they were trying to get rid of, you know, and a couple of the items were these old big radios, and he goes, you know, I don't know what they are, but you can come have them if you want. So I went and picked it up. It was a power supply and 2 RF decks, Johnson Viking 500s. With the keys. And so I went in and picked it all up, and I brought it back over here to the house, and then I traded one RF deck to a really good friend of mine. I would never have traded it to anybody else, but I knew it was going to a good home, and I had the power supply with the modulation transformer, and he got the RF deck in trade for helping me fix the first RF deck. So I've got a working Johnson Viking 500 here. He ended up with an RF deck, and he's going to build a solid-state power supply for his RF deck. And that way we each got Viking 500s. So anyway, that was a pretty good deal, too. So yeah, maybe I should come up with some numbers for you and sell you a list of numbers today.
Yeah, Tim Roberts. I don't want to even talk about the stuff I done gave away. I done got stole from me and all that kind of thing. We'll be here all doggone evening on that kind of thing in. Because I done sold 3 or 4 DACs, 3 or 4 of them Yezus, Double E's. Oh, man. Tram D201A. Mako 1000 2-piece, Pride DX300, 2-tube transformer, stole from me. I don't even need to get off into it, man, because I had to do a whole lot of praying over here. I had to do a whole lot of praying, because if I didn't, it would be a whole lot of dead cotton pickers. But I figure they're not worth it. Sometimes if somebody beat you out of something, you just say, consider that's what it takes to get to know who they are, you know, and go on about your business. And I figure one monkey will never stop my show. And but one man is qualified to do that. So I just go on and go on. No doubt about it. All right, I'm going to back it down, man. You done made me hungry. Head Whipper Senior, Mr. Mortimer Mall, the pleasure was all mine. I'm still working these old school side-by-side PDL tools, this Cobra 2000 with a Turner Plus 2 audio, a Turner Plus 2 on a Cobra 2 grand. Good day.
And that's a good combination for you, too. It's working, man. I better believe it's working. Well, I'm glad I worked up some sort of an appetite. I think I did the same thing here, too. I got something to go snack on over here. I'm going to go get a bite to eat and see what else Mother Nature does on this end. But it sure has been a pleasure with the double measure, as always. And with the senior. And yeah, you're right about that. That's a small price to pay to get to know a cat picker. That's doggone real. But you know, it is karma. Karma comes around. Everybody gets a dose of karma from time to time. Oh, dear. Edward, Senior, take care. Have a wonderful day. We will catch you a little bit later on. I'll get back on the side and read the mail for Scotia Bits. He was cooking out here in the wonderful world of sound. While I worked this 96-foot-long monster in this Cobra 29LX, motor mouth ball style with a little bit of audio processing by a live professor. And I'm trying something new. Like I say, you know, we talked about that area under the curve. And the audio is not my usual audio, but I'm looking at the area under the curve and how tight I am on frequency. I might be getting a little leak through onto, you know, above and below channel 6, just a little bit. But man, I got a lot of energy right here on the bowl. Oh dear, right there, right now, Head Whipper Senior, Motor Mouth Mall, your West Coast undermodulated beast. Got down.
Mortimer Mall, I'm going to tell you one thing before I go. Them boys on the east side are going to be glad you decided to go 10-6 for a while. Them boys on the east side are going to be glad you decided to go 10-6 for a while. Because I ain't letting nothing off the East Coast get to California while I got this mall down. They're going to have to wait till I get through talking, then they can talk to you. But nevertheless, Mortimer Mall, you say you're going to get you something to eat. Well, let's see now. I hope it's not nobody that I know, but then again, if you get past the smell, you got to lick. Mortimer Mall, good day.
Or 10. All right, Edward Senior, sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to go enjoy something for my tummy. That's for I'm not sure. We'll take care of the other later. Hey, Reverend Dr. Head Whipper Senior. Head Whipper Senior. I like that handle. That is so cool. You know, it took me so long to say Reverend Dr. Head Whipper Senior without stumbling. I don't know why, but it sure did. Anyway, Reverend Dr. Head Whipper Senior, Motor Mouth Mall, your West Coast undermodulated beast waving. Have a wonderful day. We will catch you a little bit later on. I'm back on the side and read the mail for a bit. Walk across the room to the refrigerator and eyeball the stuff inside. I'll see you.
Well, I'm going to tell you one joke before you go. So when you go get you something to eat, you can have a doggone grin on your chin, Mortimer Mall. Now, Loadmouth Mall, it was on a doggone Saturday night, and these gentlemen was at the club partying and dancing and have a good time and getting a few drinks here and there, and shook me in and came about 2 o'clock, you know, the club closed, so he went out there and got in his mobile and was heading home and driving down the highway. He looked up in the rearview mirror, and who did he see? Here come a highway patrolman with the lights on. He said, oh, my goodness, I ain't pulling over. He got down on the gas, and he ran from the highway patrolman. He ran for about 5 miles. He said, oh, what the hell, I'm going to pull over. He pulled over, and highway patrolman walked up to the car. You say, fella, didn't you see me put on them lights back there? Why didn't you pull over? The driver looked at him and said, officer, I'll tell you the truth. Last week, my wife ran off with a highway patrolman, and I thought she was bringing her back.
Oh, that's good. Run like the world's on fire. Oh, my God. You got me rolling. Anyway, procedure. I appreciate that. They're great.
Yeah, right. That's one of my favorites on that cotton picking in, because, you know, you can tell it in the mixed company, and it ain't no cussing in it. Head Whopper Senior got down.
No, that was good, clean, fun joke, man. I like that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, you definitely put a grin on my chin. Ain't no doubt about it. Head Whopper Senior, Loadmouth Mall, laughing.